Time for round two. And look, suddenly like that, we're down to 3 pairs, which can only mean we are now in round 2. Very well done, John, our low individual scorer there in that round. And Ralph and John, in fact, lowest team, so very, very well done indeed. But well done, all of you. Lovely to have you still with us. Best of luck. Our category for round 2 this evening is pop music. Oh. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first? Oh, come on. See it through, Melvin. See it through. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, come on. Let's find out what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many artists who had the UK's best-selling studio albums of all time as they could. That's not so bad.
It's not so bad because it goes way back as well. So in October 2018, Radio 2 released the 40 best-selling albums of all time in the UK, according to the official charts company. We're looking for any act who had an album on that list of the top 40 best-selling albums of all time, best-selling studio albums. So no live albums, no compilations, no greatest hits. Just has to be original studio albums. There are 33 artists on the list.
Thanks very much, Richard. Ralph, what are you thinking?
It's a risky area.
Have we ever on this show had anyone with a voice as deep as Ralph? I don't believe we have.
It's great, isn't it?
It's amazing. We did have Red Pepper.
Oh, he's got a deeper
Red's
voice.
got a deeper voice than
He's
me.
got.
Yeah.
Has he?
He has, yeah.
What did you say people call you, Ralph?
Yorkshire's Barry White. I actually get my voice from my grandmother as well. It's a true story. Yeah. Right, enough of this nonsense. I'm going to go for an answer that I won't be embarrassed that people are going to remind me of if it's wrong. So I'm going to say Prince.
Prince, says Ralph. OK, let's see how many of our 100 people said Prince. Is it right?
Purple Rain.
Surely Purple Rain. Or Sign of the Times. Well, for whatever reason, people haven't been buying enough Prince records.
It's all right. Certainly.
That scores 100 points. It won't be the last 100 points of the round, I'm quite sure.
Yeah, I'm amazed, especially when you see some of the names on this list. It's very surprising, but yeah, no Prince, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
You don't need to swap over just yet.
Tony, the best-selling 40 albums of all time. Who are the artists?
I'm going to go with the Spice Girls.
The Spice Girls. The Spice Girls. Let's see how many of our 100 people said the Spice Girls. Is it right? Spice Girls. 15.
You made it giving them.
15, that's a great score.
That's a very on-brand answer as well, Spice Girls. Very well done. 2.96 million copies of Spice they sold. Number 27 on the list. Sold more than Prince.
Wow. Prince had more albums. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. OK, now Stuart. Oh, it's difficult.
No, me.
OK, in which case, Stuart, will you come around the other side?
Told you.
Yes.
What are you going to go for, Melvin?
Vera Lynn.
Oh, that's good. Vera Lynn. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Vera Lynn. No. I like the tactics, though, Melvin. I'm afraid an incorrect answer scores another 100 points.
Yeah, not on that list either, I'm afraid. She even did a joint album with Prince called Nothing Compares to the White Cliffs of Dover, and that didn't make it.
I've got to come up with one now.
Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's have a look at those scores. Only 2 between the 3 pairs. 15. Tony, very well done. Best score of the pass. Then 100 is where we find Melvin and Stuart and Ralph and John. So, yes, Stuart and John is going to be between the pair of you. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, Stuart, there you are, joint high scorers on 100. So we need a correct answer at this point.
This is a stab in the dark, Acker Bilk.
Yeah, because now's a time for a stab in the dark, Stuart. Okay. Oh, please, can that be a right answer?
No one else will get it.
No red line for you, as you're the high scorers, jointly high scorers. Let's see if Akabilk is on that list. No, I'm afraid not.
200 points!
You're
Do we
in the
get a
200
prize
club.
for that?
You, of a kind, yes. Yes, 200 is your total.
Yeah, sorry, Stuart. Not as Akabilk or as the artist formerly known as Akabilk, I'm afraid. Neither of them. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Now, Janine. Janine, I'm going to tell you now, it doesn't matter what you score, you shall be in the head-to-head.
I'm going to go Simon and Garfunkel.
Simon and Garfunkel. No red line for you. You're already through. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Simon and Garfunkel. It's right! Janine, that is a brilliant answer.
Thank you.
And Olivia goes down to 7. That is perfect. If I may say, superbly gauged. That takes your total up to 22.
Yeah, Bridge Over Troubled Water, 17th best-selling studio album of all time in the UK. 3.26 million.
That's so clever, because it's obscure enough and popular enough.
Yes.
It's a mixture of the two, Janine.
Yes.
I salute you. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Now, John, here we go.
I'm playing tactically.
Okay, no, sensible, sensible.
I thought of one and it might be a little obscure, so I've changed my mind. I'm
Yes.
going a little bit more mainstream.
Good.
And I'm going ABBA.
ABBA. Yes, I think ABBA, because, you know, all you have to score is 99 or less.
Yeah.
Let's see, ABBA. How many of our 100 people said ABBA? There's your red line. Oh, do you know what? I can
Oh,
see what's
greatest
happened here.
hits.
Yes, ABBA, greatest hit. Oh, this is exciting.
Well,
This is exciting. That scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 200.
yes, I think it would have been everyone's first thought. The greatest hits collections have been huge, but none of their studio albums are on that that top 40 list, I'm afraid.
Okay, so it's a tie. We're in lockdown. Oh,
Lockdown.
Oh. The monks of lockdown, they have sold a lot. Do you know we did that?
Oh,
that
yeah,
sort of- that
don't,
hip
because they
hop?
might be an answer.
Okay, now, tied pairs. Tied pairs can now confer, and each have to give me an answer, and then we'll put it to the 100.
Okay.
Okay, John and Ralph.
David.
Bowie.
David Bowie.
Yeah.
David Bowie. They're going to go for David Bowie. Stuart and Melvin. What are you going to go for?
Cliff Richard.
Cliff Richard. David Bowie, Cliff Richard. Let us put it to the 100. How many of our 100 people said David Bowie? Is it right? Well, how'd you like that? David Bowie, an incorrect answer. Wow, taking your total up to 300. Stuart and Melvin have gone for Cliff Richard. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Cliff Richard. Is it right? Okay. We are still tied. We're still tied. In which case, you're tied on 300. We come back to John and Ralph. We need a further answer from each of you. Okay.
Surely.
Yeah?
Got loads. Got
Extra
Exciting,
Yeah,
lockdown.
got to be.
Double
Oh,
lockdown.
God. If this isn't right,
Well, just not walking.
that's it. I'm never working for the. I'm never working for the BBC again. The Beatles. Please.
Come on. The Beatles. Okay, the Beatles. Who have we got from Stuart and Melvin?
Sandy Shaw.
Akabilk, Sandy Shaw. We're going to go. Okay. we're
My
gonna go-
radio has been broken for years.
Okay, Sandy Shaw. We've got the Beatles, we've got Sandy Shaw. In the order they were given, John and Ralph have gone for the Beatles. Let's see if it's right. It's right. Oh, it's right, the Beatles. Down it goes to 58. Very- Oh, that's big of you.
The Beatles. How obvious.
Okay. Stuart and Melvin have gone for Sandy Shaw. Here is your red line coming in. Can you get below that with Sandy Shaw?
No.
No, bad luck. But valiantly done there. I'm afraid, Sandy Shaw, an incorrect answer, takes your total up to 400.
Have we got the most that anybody's ever scored?
Do you know what,
No.
Melvin?
Oh, no.
Not even close. Not even close. We've had over 600 before.
Oh, we
haven't
have,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you're watching Cannon and Ball. Now, listen, a rather basic question. Who is on this list? If all those artists are not, I'm going to take you through a whole bunch of them. And I'm going to put my hand up every time I'm surprised. 14 points for U2, 11 points for Fleetwood Mac. You would have got 9 points for Phil Collins, 8 points for Lady Gaga, 6 points for Leona Lewis. You'd have got 6 points for Meatloaf, 5 points for Dido. You'd have got 5 points for Mike Oldfield, 4 for Amy Winehouse and Dire Straits, 3 for Alanis Morissette, Michael Bublé, Simply Red, Scissor Sisters, Shania Twain, Tracy Chapman, James Blunt, Jeff Wayne would have scored you 1, Kings of Leon 1, The Verve 1. 3 pointless answers. Let's take a look. David Gray, Keane, and The Cause. And here are the top 3 scorers. Ones that most of our 100 you've said. Adele would have scored you 23, Michael Jackson 43, and top of the shop, The Beatles, who saw you through 58. They in fact had the best-selling studio album of all time in the UK, Sgt. Pepper's.
Thank you very much indeed. So we find ourselves eventually at the end of the second round, which means we have to say goodbye to one of our pairs, Stuart and Melvin. I can't tell you what a pleasure it's been to have you on the show. Real privilege. Thank you so much for coming to play. It's been wonderful. Please come and play again. Stuart and Melvin.
Thank you.
Sandy.
But for our 2 remaining pairs, it's now time for the head-to-head.